Hey everybody, it's Peter here with another GoodieReader.com comparison video. Today we're looking at Amazon Kindle Fire HD 7-inch versus the Microsoft Surface. This is the one that just came out October 26th, 27th-ish, and this is the one with Windows RT, and it's the 32 gigabyte with keyboard. So we're going to look at these, going to dive a little deeper after we show the hardware of them, and we're going to go into reading experience, videos, the online store, web browser, and a couple other things. So first off, we're just going to show you the hardware of both of these devices. We'll start off with the Kindle Fire 7. On the front, you have a front-facing camera. You also have piano black finish around the sides. The front is made of Gorilla Glass, so it's a very sturdy material, and you also have a light sensor on the front there. On the side, you have a couple hidden buttons here. It's kind of hard to make out, but you have power button. They're kind of just really difficult to see, but there's a power button there. There's a volume up and a volume down button, and then there's a 3.5mm headphone jack on the side. On the top, there's a microphone. On the left side, nothing's going on there. And on the bottom, this is where you have your micro USB and micro HDMI. Now on the back is where the magic happens on this device, because this Amazon Kindle is equipped with Dolby Digital audio. So that means you're going to have two speakers on this side and two speakers on this side, offering pretty much the best audio experience we've ever had on a tablet before, and we'll demonstrate this a little bit later on. It really won't do it justice on camera. You will have to hear for yourself, but we'll try to do the best we can with what we have. Either way, it's amazing. We also have the Microsoft Surface. Now this is the one with the keyboard, but for the sake of this review, we're just going to take this guy off, and you just pull it off like so. So, easy enough. Microsoft Surface, huge tablet. This is not a 7-inch tablet. This guy is a 10.6. We'll get into a little bit of specs as we go along here. So, on the front, you have kind of the same glass surface on the front. You have a Windows button. This acts kind of like your go-to home button. You have a webcam up top with the light sensor. On the left, you have one of the two speakers. You also have a 3.5mm headphone jack, volume up and down. On top, you have twin microphones, perfect for Skyping and all that. Standby button or power button. On the right side, you have one of the other two microphones, micro HDMI out, USB 2.0 in, and the charging port. On the bottom is where we took the keyboard off of, and on the back you have another camera. Both cameras are capable of doing 720p. If you pop that up, you're left with a kickstand. Perfect for watching videos and typing when you have your keyboard attached to it. Underneath there, kind of hard to make out, is the micro SD card slot. So expandable up to 64 via SDXC. So extra capacity. And you see here we have the Surface 32 gigabyte. Microsoft Surface has 1366 by 768 pixels, and the resolution on the Kindle Fire 7 is 1280 by 800. Little bit different there. You can tell, not by much, but it definitely is bigger for the bigger resolution on the Microsoft tablet, because obviously it has a 10.6-inch screen compared to a 7-inch screen. This is significantly heavier at around 1.5 pounds, whereas the Kindle Fire 7 is about 14 ounces, so significantly heavier. Battery life is about the same, a little bit better on the Kindle Fire 7. This is sitting at around 11 hours of battery full use. This is sitting at about, I don't know, 6 to 8, depending on what you're doing, because there's just so much more happening with this. It is basically like a laptop, except tablet style. So you also have quad-core processing on the Microsoft Surface and dual-core processing on the Kindle Fire 7. Perfect enough for a 7-inch. I mean, they're right where they need to be. This is a quad-core. This is dual-core. Kind of, it's very suited to what each of these will be capable of. They both have Wi-Fi. The Microsoft Surface, of course, has Bluetooth and 2 cameras, and the Kindle Fire 7 only has 1 camera. This comes in 32 gigabyte and 64 gigabyte, whereas the Kindle Fire 7 comes in 16 or 32, but the Kindle Fire 8.9 inch coming out later in November will actually come with 64 gigabytes as well. All right, let's turn both these guys on and see what's happening here. Swipe away to get going on the Microsoft, and swipe to the left on the Kindle Fire. So, you'll notice the home screens are dramatically different. On the Kindle Fire, you have what they call the carousel. It is kind of a list of things that you've previously used or opened. So this is pretty useful. I think it's pretty smart. It's very, press something there. It's very different. Although this is running Android, it is definitely very different. This is running Windows 8, so you see everything's very, very bubbly and colorful and all nice and square and rectangular. So, and all the apps that you have opened or installed will be on this side over here. So, it's very, very different. This is Windows 8, of course. So, this is just to kind of give you an idea of which one would be better for you. Based on your needs and how exactly you like your tablet or tablet PC to run. So first things first, we are a Goody Reader. We're gonna look at what the reading experience is like, because that's what we're doing this for. So let's go to Books on the Kindle Fire 7, and let us go over here to the Kindle app we've downloaded and installed on the Microsoft. We'll open that up, which is The World Set Free. Let's open that up on this one as well. So you see here we're on the same page. Now, one thing I've noticed right off the bat, and it's probably coming off on camera pretty well, that the brightness levels. Now, we'll show you here, if you pull down the top and go to brightness on the Kindle Fire, the brightness is to the max. And on the Microsoft, if we go over here to screen, you can see as well, the brightness is maxed out. So right off the bat, I would have to say Kindle Fire much more vibrant. I mean, whether this is plugged in or not, and you can change the percentage of how bright it will actually be, whether it's running on battery or running on AC. It is still not quite as bright as the Kindle Fire. But either way, looking at both of these, they're both just fine. Honestly, you have the Kindle Fire 7, which is actually running, well, Amazon, and this, because it is a Kindle, and this is the Kindle app on the Microsoft Surface. So let's just do some page turns here real quick to see what's going on. You can see where the Kindle Fire has kind of that peaking option, not quite as animated as the iPad with the page turn. It's more of a scrolling effect. The Microsoft Surface does not. It just kind of flicks the page. So you can tap on the page turns, much like on here. But you'll see on the Kindle Fire it is zooming over every time you do that. So page turns, neither one really wins out. I would probably say I like the little peaking option a little bit more, whereas on this it's more instant. So what can we do with our books? If we press and hold on the Kindle Fire, you open up Note, Highlight, Share, and more. And of course, a dictionary definition. So what this allows you to do is you can make a note on any particular word. Save that. You see it's highlighted. You can press and hold and box a whole bunch of text, make a highlight, so when you go back, it still remains there. You can also go to More, search in book, Wikipedia, search on the web. Or you can actually share it. So it'll go and share it to upload it there to Amazon. You can get the full definition at dictionary.com if you click on that. We also have font settings. So you can increase the font Everything updates live. Or you can change it to sepia or sepia, depending on which way you want to pronounce it. I've had comments on the way I pronounce it. I apologize. We also have black for reading at night, much lower contrast so it doesn't hurt your eyes, or reversed contrast, that is. You can increase the margins, what style of font you want. Everything changes live, remember. And of course, text to speech, because it does have 4 speakers. So it's not too bad. On the Microsoft Surface, you do still have the go-to, bookmarks, notes, and highlights, sync, pin to start. You can also go to changing text. Now you see, it's definitely different than what you see on the Amazon Kindle. It's laid out a little different. You'll see that on the Microsoft Surface, you have this little preview box. So when you change size of text, you'll see it change in that preview box rather than change the entire screen dynamically. You also have margins, sepia, black, white, and you can apply the settings to the page. If you press and hold, you can highlight or note. You can do the same thing when you box more text by dragging the little anchors. You can make notes, or you can pull over the side here and you can share. So that's something you can do pretty much on any page in the Microsoft Surface, whether you're on a book or video or pictures or whatever. You can always kind of share it no matter where you are. Overall, I would have to say the Amazon Kindle just does it a little bit better. Also because as you're turning pages, sometimes you'll notice that it's not as responsive as, say, the Kindle Fire. And let us remind you, this had just come out this week. And you see you get that little loading thing sometimes. And I'm just turning pages on an e-book. So it's not like I'm asking the world of this tablet. But you see it gets a little bit laggy at times. Overall, it's a little bit darker with the brightness cranked full. It does display far more text because it is it's over 10 inches. Whereas this is the 7-inch, displays a little bit less text. But of course, you can turn both into portrait mode and read it like an actual book. But overall, I would have to say the Amazon Kindle Fire 7 does a better job at just the overall reading experience. Going back to home, you can just press this little home button to go back to home there. We're going to go over to YouTube. If we go to YouTube here, by going to Internet Explorer, we have the Avengers trailer preloaded up here, and we're going to watch them side by side to see exactly what the picture quality is on each of these devices. We'll definitely turn it up for this one.
You were made to be ruled. In the end, it will be every man for himself. What do we do? We get ready. There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people. So when we needed them, they could fight the battles that we never could. Gentlemen, what are you prepared to do? No offense, but I don't play well with others.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that away. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Alright. Alright, so just looking at this, and it's hard to fit everything into the frame here because you have both landscape devices, and we're looking at about, I don't know, 17 inches across here. I would say the Amazon Kindle Fire, although a much smaller screen, actually has a little bit more of a vibrancy when it comes to the colors and all that. The Microsoft Surface can display more, and obviously a bigger screen, and it's more wide. It's more of a 16:9 aspect ratio. Doesn't have it. It looks a little muted. Now this can be changed with changing the saturation and the tint and all that kind of stuff in your options. However, based on just a stock-to-stock level with full brightnesses, max brightnesses on both, the Amazon Kindle Fire did display it a little bit better. Plus, that sound you just heard was coming from the Amazon Kindle. It's going to be hard to kind of compare the Amazon Kindle Fire 7's Dolby surround sound, Dolby digital sound to the Microsoft Surfaces on camera. However, I think overall it did do a lot better job of, it's more multimedia, better of a multimedia experience out of the Amazon Kindle Fire HD 7. We're next going to look at a magazine. So how to get to both of those, we're going to go through Zinio, which is a magazine app on Android, and they have it on Windows 8 as well. So what we're going to do on the Amazon Kindle, we're going to go to Apps, then we'll make sure we're on Device. Oh, I've just clicked Bad Piggies. Let's get out of there. Alright, so we're going to go to Apps, make sure you're on Device, not Cloud. If it is in your cloud, then there you go. Click on Zinio, and on here we will go over to Zinio, which we've downloaded right there. So initially, you'll see that they are displayed differently. You'll see this deals with a lot of squares and rectangles, and this deals with a little bit of a what do you call it? Like a preview there, and up and down scrolling on the left and right for the categories and so forth. What we're going to do is on here, it's a little bit different, so it's not going to be exactly the same as to how to get to where we're going to show you. We're going to go to Explore. Once we do that, then we get into some of the categories, art, automotive, and so forth. We're going to click on art for this particular comparison. Looks like this one is outdoor photography, so we're going to go click on the owl there to try to get a preview. And on the Amazon Kindle, oh, getting low on juice, we click on outdoor photography, and right here you have a preview button, so we're going to preview that by pressing the preview button. So here they are on both. Let's dive in. So you can see right off the bat, it's really the Kindle's vibrancy that gets me. Look how crisp and clear that is. This doesn't exactly look washed out, and it is definitely better with your eyes than it's coming across on camera, but it does look a little bit dimmer and it's just not as colorful. The colors really bounce out of the page, or screen, so to speak, on here. So we're going to just flip a page to go to this owl here to kind of give you a little side-by-side. The picture quality on the Kindle is a lot better. We can pinch and zoom on the Amazon Kindle. Doesn't seem to want to pinch and zoom on the preview, at least for the Microsoft Surface. You can do zoom view. Nothing really happened there. So we can get out of this, go to a couple more pages. You'll see here just pretty much every page we go to, the colors are just popping out on the... Oh, well, that took a little while. You can see there, the second I picked it up, it went into that zoom view we were on. We were trying to get it going. Let's get out of there, double tap away. So you can just see right here, the colors are just a little bit better on the Kindle. It's just popping out. Whereas on the Microsoft Surface, it's not quite as vibrant. It's still pretty good, but it's just not as vibrant as it can be. So you see, you get a slight preview there. Nothing too crazy. I would say overall, the Amazon just has a lot crisper colors. It does have a larger resolution on the Kindle for its height when in landscape. It's about 800, whereas this is about 768, 758. So essentially, you can tell here it's a little bit taller, but actually displaying less pixels. So I'm not saying it's the worst. I'm being overly critical here just to kind of draw a conclusion, but I would say overall it sure is easier to see the magazine on the Microsoft Surface. Oh, heck yeah. But on the Amazon Kindle, it just comes across a little cleaner. So we showed you books. We've showed you pretty much the most important things that you're going to buy these for. You're going to go watch videos, you're going to read books, and you're going to play games and stuff like that. So we're going to show you that right now. We have on both of these, now remember they're not both Android, so you're not going to find Android games on here as you will on here. There are some that have been converted to both, so we're going to open Fruit Ninja because, well, that's on both of these. So we'll let this one load a little bit longer there. Alright, so we are going to slice new game on both. A little bit laggy on the tablet, on the Surface, sorry. So I'm definitely not going to be good at playing this with kind of both hands on both of these. But as you can see, the Kindle Fire, we'll focus on this for a sec. Kindle Fire, very smooth, no lagging, even with little Wolverine strikes there. Whereas on the Microsoft Surface, it's a little bit laggy. It's nothing that's gonna, break the deal on it for you, but it's noticeably more laggy when more things are going on the screen. Now, this isn't because of the hardware or anything like that, because it's got twice as many cores as the Amazon Kindle Fire. It's more that the tablet is so new, and there's only about 4,000, 8,000 apps for the Microsoft Surface, so the apps aren't going to be perfectly conformed to this tablet quite yet. There's many updates that's going to come by. There's a lot of refinement that it has to go through, so there's definitely some work it needs to go on. But overall, I think it's just a much larger screen. It's there's more room on the screen to view your game. They're both the way that the game is optimized for both of these. It's not like it's optimized for a 7-inch and then blown up to a 10-inch. It does display perfectly fine on this tablet as well. So I'd have to give the game experience, just as it stands right now, to the Kindle Fire, only because it's a lot smoother. It's the resolution's very, very good on this as well as that, and it's a smaller screen and it just looks super crisp. But needless to say, I mean, I'm not bashing this whatsoever. It's just that it's, like I said, it's very new and it might take some time for it to kind of get refined. So we're gonna slash the bomb and get out of here. Looks like can't quite find quit on this, so I will just press the home button to kind of get out of there. Exit. We're gonna look at the store on both of these. So what we're gonna do is go to the little shopping bag, go to store, and there are many ways to get to the store on Amazon. You can go to each individual section, for example books, and then go to store, or you can go to videos and then it goes to the store pretty much automatically, or you can go to music and go to the store. So pretty much any way you swing it, you'll get to the store one way or another. However, to just get a general overview of how everything looks, we're going to go to shop. So here's what the store looks like right off the bat. This is the Amazon Kindle store, and you see you have your little 80% of the screen ads up top. and you have books, videos, apps, games, audiobooks, all at the bottom here. Whereas on the Microsoft Surface, you get a much more obvious and better laid out, I think, store experience. You get Spotlight, things that are kind of featured. You have Surface Picks, things with high ratings. Games, very obvious as to, you know, the icons are almost a full preview screen of what the game's going to be. So I think this is a pretty good layout, and everything's just horizontally scrollable. Entertainment, photos, music, videos, sports, books, and reference. I mean, it just goes on. Whereas on the Amazon, it's a little harder to get there. For example, if you wanted to go to books, you got to click the little books thing up there, and then you go into the book section. So once you dive in, it does get a lot better. But I will say right off the bat, although this does do a good job of displaying things, it's a much smaller screen, so things are naturally going to be a little more cluttered. Whereas everything's nice and opened up on a white backdrop with nice clear cut images. You can see here. Automatic brightness just upped it there. See, everything's nice and laid out. Click on something. eBay app, for example, it is free. So what we're going to do is just click install, and you'll see that little things wipe across the top there. And it's as easy as that, and it just starts installing. Same with the Kindle. Everything's pretty straightforward as well. You can go to books. You see Kindle singles, Kindle serials. So overall, I say the store experience is just a lot better on the Microsoft Surface. It's more clear. It's more obvious as to what you're going to do. There's Skype, there's Hulu Plus, there's Angry Birds. Whereas you go here, you have to dive in first, like we just clicked on games. And then you're inside, and things are a lot more cluttered. It's not really as, your eyes don't get drawn to one specific thing. You have these lists of games, which is still cool, but initially when I first used both of these devices, I used this one, and then I cracked this one open just a couple days ago, and I was like, wow, this store is great. So you guys be the decision makers here. We'd love to hear your comments on everything. Pretty much overall, I wouldn't say either of these win. We're not trying to see which one wins. They're just so different. I mean, this is Android, this is Windows 8, this is dual-core processor, this is quad-core processor, this is 7-inch, this is 10.6-inch, this is 16 gigabytes max, this is this is 32 gigabytes max. This goes all the way up to 64. This doesn't have an SD card slot. This does have an SD card slot for expandable memory. The Microsoft Surface has a keyboard add-on, whereas the Amazon Kindle has no such thing. They both have HDMI. The Amazon speakers are gigantically loud, whereas the speakers on the Microsoft Surface aren't quite as loud. Like, they're so different. So we'd love to hear your guys' comments. I don't think either of these win necessarily. It's basically just to kind of show you and have you guys decide which one is right for you. I would pick the Kindle Fire 7 only because the price tag is under $200, and I like Android a lot. There's plenty of games, there's plenty of things to do. You can sideload pretty much anything, and you see all these low resolution ones. These are things I've just sideloaded because you can easily put the on any of the Android devices, you can easily put, let's go home there, the Goody Reader App Store, and download countless amount of games and just Netflix and pretty much everything right on here without even utilizing the Amazon store. So that's a good that's pretty good of Android. That's a benefit to using Android. Whereas with the Windows 8, it's just so new of an operating system for tablets because there's only about 8,000 apps, whereas there's millions on Android because it's more, it's on pretty, and the world uses Android. Everybody uses Android. Samsung, Panasonic, Sharp, everyone uses Android. And of course, before we complete everything here, you can use the standard desktop. So you can kind of, this it just really shows you this is more of a computer / laptop. This is more of a dedicated tablet. They're just so different. So comment, and hope you enjoyed watching this video, and let us know if you have any requests or any questions. I apologize if you guys might find things that I haven't mentioned, or I did mention, or forgot to do, or I didn't do, or I did do. You know, that's what comments are for, obviously. So you know, we always like our viewers to comment on things and let us know what we're doing wrong, so even we can learn. So go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/goodyreader, to watch all the latest videos of the latest released tablets and e-readers, or you can go to goodyreader.com/blog to read up on pretty much everything that has to do with e-reader reviews, tablet previews, event coverage, and everything in between. And for Goody Reader, this is Peter. Everyone, have a good day.